I'm Tania. I was baptized as an infant and was raised in the church until I was about 15. So for the first 15 years of my life, I was really involved in church. I was in the children's choir and the youth choir and the youth handbell choir, and went to every camp, went on every ski trip, was really involved. And then at about 15, something really bad happened to me, and I got angry at God. And instead of turning to the church, I turned away from it. I totally rebelled against everything. I changed my whole group of friends. I completely stopped going to church. I got involved in drugs and alcohol and became a tour manager and started traveling around the country with rock bands. And it was really fun for a while, but the next thing I knew, it was 20 years later, and I was just sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. So I went to rehab, and I was there for about 30 days. And while I was there, I had to write down my life story. When I was reading it over again, and I saw all of the places where I should have been hurt, or in jail, or in the emergency room, or even dead, it suddenly dawned on me that God had never left me, even though I had left Him. When I got home, I knew I believed in God again, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to become a Christian again, because I was remembering how they were when I was younger, and I didn't want to be that kind of Christian that I remembered. So one day, I just decided to Google Christian rock. Since music had been such a huge part of my life, I wanted to see if there was any decent Christian rock out there. I Googled it one day, and I found a ton of bands that I didn't even know exist, a whole bunch of bands that I still listen to, and especially this one band called Family Force 5 from Georgia. They caught my attention. I went to their MySpace site, and the first song I heard, I just couldn't sit still in my chair. I thought, wow, this is really great. The next song I heard was called Love Addict, and it's about having Christ's love inside you. And there's a line in the song that says, "Oh yeah, it's better than drugs. In fact, it's sent from above." And that really caught my attention, being a recovering addict. I thought, well, I'd like to have that kind of addiction. And so that night, I decided to ask Jesus to come into my heart. As soon as I said the words, I felt like a vibration in my chest, and I just knew He was there, and that He had been behind me the whole time, waiting for me to turn around and say, I want to come back. I went back to the church that I was raised in, and I just didn't feel at home there. It didn't feel right. And so I tried a couple of other churches, and they just didn't feel right. And then I came across the book, The Purpose-Driven Life. And I read The Purpose-Driven Life, and it really changed me. And it really got me wanting to find a church family. And in the book, he talks about a recovery program called Celebrate Recovery. And I was curious about it because I was in recovery, but I was going to 12-step meetings. And at 12-step meetings, you can believe in any God of your choice. And I knew that I was a Christian again. And so to find a Christian-based recovery program seemed exciting to me. So I went to the Celebrate Recovery website, and there were 2 churches in my area listed as purpose-driven churches, and one of them was Coastal Community Church. So I just decided to go one Sunday and check it out. And when I walked in, I saw a lot of people that were younger and wearing jeans and tennis shoes. And then I walked into the room where we have service, and Dusty and Nick were on stage playing Christian rock music. And I was like, wow, I think this might be the place for me. And then I sat down and noticed there were no hymnals. And by the end of the service, I knew that that was the church for me. And before I left, people came up to me. I guess they noticed I was new, and they talked to me and welcomed me and told me to come back next Sunday. And so by the time I left, I knew that I had found my new home.